Hello, my name is Callie Lichti, and today I will be speaking on why we should stop giving kids K through 12 homework. How many of you feel like homework you got assigned to do in elementary school and throughout high school helped you learn? How helpful is homework? Is it actually helping kids learn, or is it just adding stress into their lives and taking away their time to develop new skills and to be able to do what kids love? Growing up, you probably wanted to be doing anything rather than the homework that was given to you by your teachers in school. As someone who has both attended public school and been homeschooled, I have personally seen how homework affects kids and what happens when kids do and do not have homework given to them. A few main points I will be covering in this speech will be how homework affects kids and how I have seen both sides of this topic in my own life, while also figuring out how we can move forwards from what we have heard today and why we should stop giving kids homework. So how does homework affect kids K through 12? According to the Stanford research, it shows that many kids choose homework over other activities like developing their interests and skills. This is an important part of life to be able to explore and have the freedom to learn from life experiences at a young age in real life. Another example of the effects of heavy homework loads in America comes from the journal The Atlantic. More than 45% of kids spend over an hour on homework, whereas 6% spend over 3 hours on homework at night. I have seen both sides of having homework given to me in public school and how my life changed while being homeschooled and not being given homework. Growing up being homeschooled, I would do school until the late afternoon, around 3 p.m. Then I had the freedom to play and do whatever I wanted. I had the chance to go outside and use my imagination, and it was the perfect balance of learning to be able to be a kid, which I believe is so important. Even going into public school in later years, I learned that I knew just as much or even more than the kids in my grade. And that's just an example of why you don't need homework to be able to learn. I was doing less time in the classroom, but I was learning the same amount and I was retaining it better. Many kids these days are not given the opportunity to be kids. They are pushed to put all of their energy into school and to face the pressures of being overachieving. On the other hand, when I went to public elementary school in 4th grade, I remember being overwhelmed coming home with more homework to do after being in school all day. By the time I was done with homework, I was too tired to want to go outside and play. Your days become fully centered around school before you realize it as a young kid. Here, our culture has made school the center and most important things in kids' lives these days. It is what their days revolve around and are consumed by. And while being educated is so important, it has become an unhealthy obsession that many kids focus their whole life around instead of enjoying their life. According to the Press Herald, who did an article on the Falmouth Elementary School, who has stopped giving kids homework K through 12, but instead encouraged parents to help kids learn in other ways by reading books and developing other skills for extracurricular activities. This focus only becomes greater as to be overachieving as you get older. When you get into high school, the pressure to be best and stand out only grows. And kids either seem to put their energy and time into making this happen, or they give up going through school burnt out and exhausted, both mentally and physically. I have seen this happen to many people. So how do we move forward and do better? What are a few things that we can do to help these issues? I believe the best way to move forward from this point is to listen to the studies, the effects of homework, and listen to the kids who are in school every day and have to go home and do more homework. These kids, according to Oxford Learning, students say that homework attributes to 56% of their stress that they experience on the daily. We need to learn how to use time in the classroom more efficiently so that kids don't have to go home and work on homework for hours on end until they go to bed. We can help maximize the time spent in the classroom by creating smaller class sizes so that teachers can focus their time on teaching and helping kids instead of trying to cover all of their bases by helping 30 kids in one classroom, which is the amount of kids I had in my class. The number of kids in my classroom was above average, and according to the National Center of Education Statistics, the average class size in California is 24 kids per teacher. This is just one way we can help these kids learn without sending them home with hours of homework. Kids and adolescents' mental health is highly important, and keeping them from feeling burnt out by school at a young age, I believe, will encourage kids to get higher education and want to learn even more. So in this speech, we have learned about the effects of homework, how my experience with homework has shaped my point of view, and how we can move forward in improving the schoolwork and homework load in kids and young adolescents. I hope some of you can relate to what I have said in this speech, and hopefully, moving forward, we can push the boundaries of what we believe schools should look like for kids K through 12. Thank you.